this video started, I would just like to say that I don't want anyone to send any hate over to this person. I simply think they made a dumb video. I have nothing against this person personally or anything like that. I just kind of think that this was a really dumb mistake. Well, not necessarily a mistake, just a dumb video to upload in its current sense, because she really did seem to misread a lot of the social interactions he had. But please don't send any hate over to her. The video isn't all that bad. I do personally think that it's not good, but it's not really malicious, and I don't think it's really harming anyone. Without further ado, straight into the video. Alright, hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Vince Karma. Welcome back to a different style video today. I thought I'd do throw my hand in a commentary type video, as basically I stumbled across this video, and I thought it was really interesting because it can kind of show the way that you can misread basically conversations, interactions that you have with people. That you can read that in the wrong way, and people can come across as rude when they're really not. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump in.
By the way, a small intro, if you haven't watched me making this sculpture yet, please do.
Pretty cool sculpture, I must say. It's honestly a really good sculpture. Don't have anything else to say.
Welcome to tea time, story time. Am I gonna regret making this video?
Yes.
Let me know in the comment section below, what is your favorite hot beverage? Tea, coffee, or hot chocolate? So for today's vlog, I decided to do something a little different, but still in my salty character. By the way, for those of you new here, my main channel is Nerdy Crafter. This here is my vlog channel, where I'm kind of just doing the videos for my already subscribers. So if you're new here, hello?
Hi, I'm here to bully you.
But my main channel is Nerdy Crafter. So today's video, I pretty much got the idea from Sniper Wolf, which is talking about experiences I had meeting other YouTubers. And the idea that Sniper Wolf says,
YouTubers that you see online are extremely different in real life than they are online,
is so true. And I'm telling you this from experience because I went to Vid Summit and VidCon, and the environments I was in was not a fan environment. I was pretty much in the backstage parties where all the creators hang out if you have a certain number of subscribers. So in essence, we were colleagues, not fans.
A few things here to note is that, number one, as she says, that she is in the environment of basically her peers, not a fan, so she's talking to people on equal level with her, basically. You're not really colleagues. You could say that, but just because you share a platform does not mean you're colleagues. That isn't a big difference, but it is something that should be noted. So just keep that in mind, that she knows she's not in a fan thing, she knows she's among peers, and she should be expected to be treated as a peer, so basically, as a stranger. You could argue she should be treated like a colleague. I personally don't think that. She's treated as a colleague. Some points that I say later are invalid, but a lot of the points I'm going to say still hold up. Just keep in mind that she knows she's among peers, and she is not a fan and does not deserve the treatment fans get. That sounded really harsh. That's not what I meant, but you get the gist.
I like to think that the way I interact with people in real life is the same way that I portray myself in my videos. I hope so. At least that's what I was told meeting people in real life.
So first I want to apologize for the honey ad that just randomly popped up. I wasn't at my computer while I was recording the video, so I didn't notice that and exit out. Sorry, that'll be in there for like probably most of the video. I just want to say here that notice that she does say that she tries to portray herself the same in the videos as she comes across in real life. Now that is important because she doesn't seem to, like, when other people do it, there's two mentions. Whenever she talks about Jaiden animations and Danny Gonzalez specifically, they seem to act as they come across in their video. And while Jaiden, she says she forgives her for that, but she seems honestly upset at Danny, which is just weird because she she's talking about how you should come across as you are in your videos, and they do, and she's like, what the heck? Why are you acting like you act in your videos? Bit more complex than that, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Just keep that in mind.
So the first creator we're going to start with is Danny Gonzalez. For those of you who don't know, Danny Gonzalez has a channel where he pretty much does commentary and reaction on different topics. I was a huge fan of Danny Gonzalez's content and his personality. I was like, hey, this looks like a guy I could probably have a chat with. But oh boy, was I wrong. I was so disappointed when I met Danny Gonzalez in real life at VidCon in the party for YouTubers. Never mind. When I saw him walking around by himself, keep that as a note.
I will definitely keep a note the fact that he was walking around alone, without his wife, or any of his friends, which he was probably looking for, like he said in his comments. And you said you watched his videos. So you should probably know he was, like, probably there with Curtis or Connor, or the very least his wife, and if he was alone, he was probably looking for those people. So I'm unsure what the problem is here about him walking by himself. Like, why do you say keep this in mind? That, like, clearly shows he was probably looking for someone.
I went up to him and I said, hi Danny, my name is Jackie, nice to meet you, I love your content. Into which he replies,
thanks, I'm gonna go stand over there now.
Alright, well, first off, so I think I remember Danny saying somewhere that he's kind of introverted, and he does seem, a little bit awkward. He comes across as a little bit awkward in his videos. So as someone who's pretty socially awkward, a pretty big introvert, and has a lot of anxiety about doing social things, someone walking up to me and just, like, blatantly going, hi, my name is, blank, well, I want to talk to you or something, that will really catch me off guard and is honestly kind of terrifying. Now, I can't speak for Danny, but if this was me, I would be a little taken back and probably act rude as well, because just not really something people do now in this day and age, and it's just, a little bit strange. Second off, whenever he's like, oh, hi, I'm gonna go stand over there right now, that sounds something like exactly that he would say, especially if you caught him off guard. And as he says in his comment, he was looking for people. So, yeah.
that makes someone feel when they approach you and all you say is, thanks, I'm going over there because I want to avoid you. There's no other way to interpret that.
Yeah, no other way to interpret it other than, like, wow, you caught me off guard and I don't really know how to respond here, so I'm gonna go over there now and continue trying to search my friends and my wife. Blah, blah. You could interpret it that way, but, you watched his videos, so I mean, you know how he comes across, and, he comes across as the most straightforward, social guy who wouldn't at all be awkward and wouldn't be searching for his wife.
So Danny Gonzalez on my list has gone from someone I really looked up to as a creator to someone I actually entirely stopped watching because I was turned off by the fakery.
Wait, okay, well, this is just such great example of why I wanted to make this video. Number one, it's a bit childish to just completely stop watching someone because you had one bad misunderstanding, possible misunderstanding. It might not have been a misunderstanding. He could be fake. Also, number two, what fakery? I don't ever remember him going off in his videos saying, like, hey, if you say hi to me as a fellow content creator while I'm probably searching for someone, I won't act rude. Like, I honestly do not see what she's talking about, this fakery. Like, even if he was rude and there was just, like, no excuse for that, it's still not fake. Like, I just don't understand what she's trying to get across here.
The next YouTubers are pretty much from BuzzFeed, and it's the show called Worth It. Worth It is a series where they go to different restaurants of 3 different price points to try out different foods. Let's say, for example, tacos. You can try tacos at $1 or $10 or $100.
But we all know that the best tacos come from your abuelita. Excuse me? American and Spanish accent? Could you guys not just try and come out at the same time? Anyways, but we all know that the very best tacos come from your abuelita. What the heck? Abuela? With the American Spanish accent? Could you guys stop contrasting for like 3 seconds? Anyways, your abuelita is made by your abuelita. Just best. Or your mother. That works too. But anyways, if you're in a Mexican household, it's in the family. I'm Mexican, if you guys can't tell. I want tacos. It's like 1 in the morning. What the heck? Why am I hungry? Why am I recording at 1 in the morning? I should be asleep.
So when I approached both of them, the first one to look absolutely uninterested and very dismissive was Andrew. His face was like this. He wanted to get out of there ASAP, whereas Steven, on the other hand, was an absolute sweetheart.
Not much to say. I just want to say that, the first person, who I've already forgotten the name of, the person who's dismissive, all I have to say was like, given the benefit of the doubt, he was probably like tired, You hear a lot about people at these events just being like pretty tired and worn out. But other than that, she doesn't say much, I don't really have much to say on this. She had a good interaction. One, bad interaction with the other, I don't think, it's just what it is. The only thing that she does is just this really immature, attack on the first brother. It's not an attack, I really overstated that. She just does this really childish thing, which is one thing that I've noticed there are videos, is that she just does really childish stuff like this.
Andrew?
Yeah, other than that thing, it's just, it's pretty run-of-the-mill. She just, good interaction with one, bad interaction with the other. Not much I can say on that. Personal preference. Coolio.
Since we're on the topic of duos, the next one is Super Cullen Brothers. Stuff I was not fangirling. I am not the type to fangirl. And immediately I could see that Ben wanted to get out of there. He was just so dismissive and was looking everywhere else except for here. Well, in my general direction.
So this is one of the things where I have to 100% completely agree with her. I do think this was a very rude interaction of one of the Cullen brothers. She goes on to say that the other one was really nice, and they talked about coffee and some other things, that he was just really nice. But the first brother that she had the bad interaction with, I don't really think I can defend him, because she does say that she talked up to them, that she walked up to them and started complimenting them. With the other one, she didn't really do that. She just kind of walked up to them and, tried to get talking to them, which, isn't a bad thing by any means, but, I could see how it would be, for someone who's more introverted, could be a bit weird and something you would not be part of. But she, by all means, was very polite. She wasn't fangirling. She was talking about how they made really good content, how she showed it to her own students. And he was just looking around, like, not really doing anything. I do think that was rude. Just for the main reason that she complimented him first. Like, I think he should have at least, shown some attention to her, at least been like, oh yeah, that's cool. I see someone else. That, do you mind if I leave? At least acknowledge her. Now, once again, this is from one point of view. As far as I know, they haven't responded in any way. But yeah, I agree with her on this one. That was kind of rude.
The next person is a huge creator. I'm pretty sure I don't need to introduce him. I'm probably burning bridges, but oh well, it's not like we were gonna work together ever anyways. Is Casey Neistat. Although Casey Neistat's videos are very aesthetically pleasing and he does have this outgoing type personality, the second you are in the same room as him, you can feel that he thinks of himself just a little too much. And this has to do with Vid Summit. A lot of people and attendees couldn't stand Casey Neistat. He showed up to his own speech directly from his car or whatever. He wanted a private room where it was just him. And we're talking where there were other creators like MrBeast and Sean Duras, and he wanted nothing to do with them. So he just showed up, went straight from his ride to the stage, gave his speech that was pretty much unplanned and was a little half-assed. Wasn't that great, Casey? And then he left.
I do not watch Casey Neistat's. I just want to get that off immediately. Don't watch him. Never have seen a video of his. So I don't really know how he comes across in his videos. But personally, I do agree that this was a little high horse and a little bit of a jerk move. You know, you're attending this thing and you've probably been invited there, so you know, you probably should at least say hi to some people. On the flip side, if you had done things like this before, he might have just not want to hang out with people. He might have already talked to people before, or, you know, I get the impression that he hadn't. Like, he hadn't even texted anyone or been in contact with anyone, so I assume he hasn't. But, you know, maybe he just didn't want to talk. Maybe he had a really busy day scheduled. All of that could happen. But, you know, the fact that he did just come in and then leave does seem like he's a bit, you know, up on his horse, especially when there were bigger creators like MrBeast at the event.
The next person I am not upset with, but disappointed. He was there during the creators hanging out spot, so I went to say hello. However, he had his back turned towards me the whole time, standing in a group of people, of his friends, and strangers he doesn't know, but they were all guys. So immediately you can feel how cliquey it was. Even though I know a lot about anime, and they were talking about anime, they were talking a lot about video games, I know a lot about video games. So every time I would come onto one side of the room, so I can face the group, he would turn his back.
Alright, so first off, MrBeast is a great creator. Like, even if he's, like, actually a total jerk in real life, which, I mean, this is the first credible account that I've really heard that, you know, he isn't. There was another account about, you know, him cheating people, but that seemed really iffy. But anyways, so by all accounts, he's a really good guy. So for this one, to give him the benefit of the doubt, A, he could have not seen you, you know, just like been turning his back, you know, just coincidentally. I know that's happened to me a few times. Number two, I'm unsure how you knew he didn't know that. I'm unsure how you know that he didn't know those people. I cannot speak. Is 1 o'clock. Okay? Cut me some slack. So I don't know how you knew that he didn't know those people. Number two, I guess you could argue that's because they didn't want a girl in their group, but it seems a bit of a weird reason. I don't really, you know, get that vibe off of him, but, you know, it could be. Who knows? But basically, I think this is probably more of a misunderstanding than really anything else.
Let's talk about a couple of the ones that I met for the first time and I thought were absolutely wonderful people. Matt Pat from Game Theory, Film Theory, where he pretty much also does the oral essay. I met Jazza for the first time in real life. And is he as goofy and sweet as he is in his videos? The answer is yeah. Another absolutely sweet and adorable person is Choppa, whose channel is on baking art. Next is Swoozy, who has a storytime / animated type channel. And Jax Films is always on. He's always very witty. So if you do meet him, you'll see that the way that he has humor and sarcasm in his videos is pretty much how you're going to be interacting with him. Side note, one of the people there that was really nice at VidCon that I was surprised with and made me feel quite bad about reviewing the products, Guava Juice. And last bit of tea, which I left to the end because most people don't stay till the end anyways. Really didn't want to talk about this one, but I'm gonna say it anyways. Jaiden Animations.
Don't lie, please. You've been talking about this entire video how you're annoyed by the fakers and, you know, everyone like them. You wanted to make Jaiden animation in this video. It's the main reason I clicked on this video, because she was the only one that I saw in the title that I was like, wow, that makes no sense that she would be rude, because she comes across as pretty nice in her videos and quite socially awkward. So I think you just made a mistake. And I think a lot of other people also clicked on the video for that specific reason. And so if you're going to call everyone else a faker and then claim that you didn't want to make this about Jaiden animation, despite it being like one of the selling points of your video, seems a little hypocritical. You know, if you don't want to make it, don't make it. Just try not to say the number one thing that you've been saying is bad this entire time.
I was disappointed because I did see her sitting around in a group of other animators and I wanted to really just say hello. So when I went up to Jaiden, I said, "Hi Jaiden, my name is Jackie, nice to meet you." And again, this time is not a fan area, it was the common area of YouTubers. And all she did was this.
Well, I mean, that seems like a pretty normal reaction. That's something how she would respond, you know, if you're talking about how she comes across in her videos. That would be how she would respond, I would suspect. And, you know, you say it wasn't a fan thing, which means it was probably after a fan, or before, meaning she was probably either anxious or really worn out from the event that you guys were at. So I don't think you can really blame her for, you know, being a bit anxious or tired out, especially when she has said so herself, she doesn't do well in social environments. So I don't really see how, like, you managed to misunderstand this as rude. Like she says in her comment, she was probably worn out. Like, she was probably just trying to, you know, ease her nerves or something. And that seems like what she would do, judging on her videos, so I don't see how this, A, isn't how she comes across in her videos, or B, how this was rude. Some people just, well, it was rude, but it's an understandable rude. Some people get tired out from social events. I know I do, and I can start acting like a jerk, so I mean, and you say you're introverted, which means you should probably know what that's like, especially since you probably hang around more introverted people. So I don't really see how you misunderstood this. You do later say that you forgive her because she was worn out, but still, I just do not like this point.
Okay, now I know she does say in her videos a lot that she is pretty much awkward in social settings, so I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt and hope that it's awkwardness as opposed to rudeness. That's the only reason I'm excusing it, and hoping that next time I can figure out a way to approach her less awkwardly.
So this is a really, another really interesting point that she says. She's like, oh, you know, I assume it's just awkwardness and, you know, not rudeness. But she doesn't do this for Danny Gonzalez, who also comes across as kind of shy or, you know, a bit socially awkward. You know, he comes across like that in his videos, but you don't give him the benefit of the doubt. That's just kind of weird, you know, and it seems like he has more reason to be rude than she does, because he was probably looking for someone. So, I don't see why Jaiden gets the benefit, and Danny doesn't. Does it have something to do with the fact that he's a man? Because this entire video, I've cut a lot of it out because I didn't really find it important, but you have said a lot about, you know, making sure that, you know, we know that there are a lot of men there as opposed to females. So is it because he's a man? Because that seems like a pretty big double standard. But I don't know. I don't know this lady, so, you know, benefit of the doubt, you probably just found that more rude. Anyways.
And I promise it's not like I'm approaching people like, "Hey, I'm nice to meet you, oh my god, I'm so crazy." I genuinely just approach people as like, "Hi, my name is X, love your stuff." And then I figure the natural progress of conversations would be like, "Oh, what do you do?" But none of these creators ever asked anything on the bad list, by the way, about the other creator. It was almost like they were just so self-absorbed into what they're doing, and too many of them are riding a high horse that they just don't even care.
To be completely fair and honest, 3 of the people that you met, you didn't have like more than 3 seconds interactions with. So, you know, you didn't really have a conversation with them. And the other 2, you had a conversation about Japan and like coffee. You know, not stuff that they, you know, make work on as far as I'm aware. So it wouldn't really make sense to ask you what you do, whenever the conversation about something else completely. So I think you just misread the conversations there, because as far as I can tell, there wasn't really any conversations where something like that would be brought up in what you have told us. Now, maybe you haven't told us the entire conversation. That's fair. If there was more to the conversation, that definitely probably should have come up. But You didn't. All you said were these very specific conversations about Japan and coffee, which none of which I am aware that either you or the other people base their channel on. Another point is that you know who these people are. It's not exactly out of the realm of possibility that these people know who you are. I don't think they do, judging that they didn't react as if they kind of knew you, but, they could have just known who you are, so they didn't feel the need to ask.
So, get down a bit. You're just a person. Calm down. This is really different from my unboxing and happy times, so I don't know. Let me know what you Grains think. Have you met any kind of YouTubers that you were disappointed at, or other people that you pretty much was looking forward to meeting at Comic-Con or events that when you met them, you're like, yeah, I don't like them anymore. It just kind of breaks this illusion of them being nice people because that's how they're portraying themselves on the internet. And if you like this kind of tea, let me know. I have plenty more. I could talk about this stuff forever. Thank you so much for watching, my little salty tea-loving Grains. You love drama, it seems. Until then, I will see you in the next video.
Okay, so the end here. I think this also goes to show how she's a bit childish. I cut a lot of that out also, but she does seem kind of childish throughout this video. A lot of it's cut out. I'll link the channel, not the channel, the video down in the description so that you guys can go watch that and talk about some of the things I'm saying I cut out for time's sake and for, fair use, because I don't just want to re-upload her video. So basically, there was one YouTuber that I met that I was really disappointed in. His name is Adventure Karma. He has a really trash channel. I met him in real life and it was really disappointing. Anyways, she also goes out throughout this video talking about how there were a lot of more men than women at the place, which is interesting because then she later talks about how MrBeast was in a group of only men, and she seems kind of offended like this, like she's implying he's sexist and will only hang out with men, despite her herself saying that the ratio was 10 to 1. And, I don't know how big the circle is, but, most medium-sized circles, might have 10 to 12 people. Makes sense that they would all be men if the ratio is 10 to 1. And, he works with a lot of people on his videos. So, he probably had, 7 to 8 friends there that he was hanging out with. But anyways, I think this entire video just goes to show how you can misread social interactions, how people can come across rude when they're really not. Personally, this woman just does not rub me the right way. I don't know what it is about her. She just kind of gets on her nerves. On her nerves? What the heck, on my nerves? She says she got this idea from SS Sniper Wolf, which, is already a bad start. But yeah, anyways, that's all I have. Just, don't misread social social interactions, and if someone you think is being rude, just always remember that oftentimes they're not trying to come off as rude. They're just either, not prepared for the situation, or they just don't want to talk to you. You just gonna have to kind of deal with that. Anyways, one last thing. There is this Hi Garfield in the back of the entire video. And I find it funny. Oh, my cat just walked into my room. Hi. Hi, what do you want? You want to come join the video? You want to be in the video? 1 second. I'm going to go grab my cat. Alright, the cat is... I have acquired the cat. She's in my lap. You want to say anything to the audience? I have, 2 people who watch my channel. No? She's going to be silent? Well, anyways. So yeah, there's just this really high Garfield, and it makes me laugh. I like it a lot. Anyways, thank you all for watching. This is Adventure Karma signing off with Karma, my cat. She's a good cat. She's really fat. Anyways, see ya.